All right, so this is my Spyderco paramilitary. It's my everyday carry. I, I use it all the time. Um, and that's not the light playing tricks on you. That's how nicked up and bad this is. I cut wires with it. I do everything I tell you guys not to do. I'm a hypocrite of my own advice. I will admit it. But luckily, I know a guy that can sharpen knives, so I'm not all too worried about it. But man, someone asked me like, "Hey, let me see your knife to cut something." Oh man, I have to give a disclaimer like, "Hey, yeah, I know I'm a knife sharpener, but my knife is really, really, really crappy." But so I will show you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna take less than 5 minutes to fix. Anybody can do it with those guys right there. You don't need three. I run three just for time and convenience, but you don't need three of these. We're going to go through the grits. We're going to rebevel it with a 120 grit. We're going to be on 25 degrees. We're simply just going to get all those nicks out of there. We're going to make it razor sharp, polished edge, like it should be. And it'll probably only last a week. But hey, we did it. What's going on, everybody? It's been a long time since I posted a video. We're probably going on 3-4 months now. And I got to be honest with you guys. I got to kind of confess why that is. Some of you have been reaching out, asking for videos and what's going on. So I'll give you a little update. We're back down the shop. I'm going to do a video on pocket knife sharpening. I do a lot of kitchen knives, but kind of the thing that I don't talk about a whole lot is pocket knives and how to sharpen those and maintain those. And I'm actually going to show you my pocket knife, my personal one, and it's pretty bad. Especially calling myself a knife sharpener, a professional knife sharpener, and the pocket knife that I carry around on a daily basis is bad. It's if I would see the knife come in here, I'd be like, man, this guy abuses this knife. He doesn't care about it. But that's kind of the truth of a knife sharpener is we sharpen everybody else's knives, and we're the last ones to sharpen our own knives. The old tale of the cobblers' kids, their shoes are the last ones to get fixed. It's true with my knives as well. Even my kitchen knives, they're in need of some sharpening. But so I've kind of taken a step back from YouTube, actually taken a step back from the business as a whole. I've done some stuff here and there, but many of you know that I was in an accident early August, and that kind of put me out of commission. Hurt my back a lot more than what I had thought. So I had to cancel the rest of my year's farmers markets that I was going to attend. And just standing up for 8+ hours with my neck bent down, kind of bent over a table working, that lower back, I was getting a lot of aggravation, a lot of pain from that. So I pulled away from the business a little bit and been dealing with insurance and all that fun stuff. And anybody that's ever gone through that knows that that's a hassle. And I just honestly kind of lost my motivation. Lost my drive to work down here in the shop, to put out knives, to produce knives. I have a stack of knives that I started that are 90% finished that I need to finish up. I apologize to you guys. A lot of you know that I have a raffle knife that I was making, and I've just dropped the ball on you guys. That raffle knife is going to be finished up here directly. I'm planning on tonight doing the sheath for it and getting it all finished up. And we'll get that posted for you guys so you can start putting in, getting some raffle tickets for that. And we'll do a drawing before Christmas. So if you're wanting it for Christmas, or you're wanting possibly give that away for Christmas, it's going to be a great time to do that. Again, I'm really sorry I've dropped the ball on you guys. But what really kind of re-sparked my motivation was one of you guys, a YouTuber or somebody that follows me messaged, or actually called me one day. He is out of Oregon. He's a gentleman that's getting into the knife sharpening, or looking to get into the knife sharpening business as a business, and was asking me all sorts of my advice on stuff, or my take on some different products. And it really humbled me to have somebody call me and ask for my opinion on stuff, because I still to this day have viewed myself as just a novice at this. Everything I have and everything that I've done, it's been trial and error. A lot of YouTube videos myself I've watched and learned from other people's mistakes, and kind of that's the route I went on some of this stuff. And I mean, the very first set of knives that I started sharpening took over an hour for me to sharpen, and I thought, man, I'm never gonna make any money doing this. And the guy that called me from Oregon was like, yeah, the way I'm doing it isn't going to be profitable. What do you suggest? And he asked about a couple different sharpening products out there, and some of them that I have no clue on, or that I don't have any experience on. I know about them. I've thought about getting them, but just I haven't had a need to, because the setup that I have works well for me in my situation. Now, the work sharps that I have may not be the perfect fit for everybody, but that's what works for me. That's what I get good results with, and I've had no issues with them. I know some people have had issues with them, but I think that's some using too heavy of belts with them, but we're not going to get into the review of those. But it just, again, it really humbled me to have somebody reach out that is watching these videos and getting advice and learning from it. And that was the first time that kind of really hit me. I started this YouTube channel just as something to do, something to document how I do stuff. I never really looked at it as a way to teach other people how to get in this business. And so I think I want to redirect a little bit on my YouTube videos and be more educational, instead of just doing reviews or just how-tos, just putting content out there to put content out there. I want to educate of the day-to-day on how the knife sharpening business is, especially for a part-time person like myself. Now, there's many guys that are much more professional than I am that do this every day. They have thousands of dollars into it, and they make a living off of it. So I'm not one of those, but this does put money in the bank account. It does pay for itself in the end. So I can document that. I can show you guys how that looks on my end. And maybe that'll inspire some of you guys to take this up, because every kitchen across America has kitchen knives. So that means at some point or another, they're going to need to be sharpened. So that's a great market. I mean, look how many people are in America. And even for my viewers that aren't in America, everybody has a knife and everybody needs it sharpened to some extent. So if you can get in that business realm, I think you have a niche, especially if you're in some outlying areas or outside of some big city areas. You may have that whole area to yourself and not have any competition of any other knife sharpeners. So I never saw it as that. I never saw this channel as that until that individual contacted me. And if you're watching this video, I thank you. I needed that to get back into it. I just been kind of depressed in the realm of the business since being injured. I am getting better. I've been seeing a chiropractor now since August, and it's been helping out. I still have some underlying lower back pains that I deal with, but we are getting better. It's better than it was back in August. So with that, we're going to get into today's video, but I do want to give you a quick sneak peek on what our raffle knife is going to be. So it's this guy right here. This is one of my Patriot models. It is not finished. It still needs some cleaning up. It's already been etched. It's got a blackened finish on the blade. These are a set of handle scales that I made myself. We're going to do a Kydex sheath for this. We're going to keep it really simple so that anybody can carry it. Now, I mean, if you win it and you want a leather sheath, hit me up and we'll work on something, upgrade you to a leather sheath. But for general purpose, we're going to do a Kydex sheath for this. You've seen them, or if you haven't, go back into some of my videos. But keep an eye out for this. If you're not following me on Facebook and Instagram, you want to check me out on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll be putting up some pictures and doing a raffle on this guy before Christmas. This would be a great Christmas gift for you or somebody else. Personally, I would probably keep it for myself. But all right, let's get into today's video. This knife, man, it's cringy, but here we go. All right, I'm only going to run 2 because that's what fits in the frame of this video. But we're going to reprofile this edge. Now, I've had some comments that you can't hold it still enough from this point to this point. I'm going to tell you right now, the angle really doesn't matter. We're not doing a Japanese precision blade. We're doing a pocket utility knife. Anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees is going to be perfectly fine. The closer you can get to 25, you're going to get the most durable edge that you can for being a pocket knife. The higher the angle you get, say 30, 35, the more abuse it's going to take, but the less razor sharp it's going to be. So you kind of give some there. But 1 degree, 2 degrees from this point to this point, not going to be that big of a deal. And you can see it's hitting the flat every time. I go up, hit the blade, run it, come back, it's hitting the flat. It's not like it's coming down on an angle, then rocking. It's all about muscle memory. The more you do this, I'm thousands of knives into it at this point, so I have a pretty good hand at it. That most of the time I don't even need to come back to the rest here, but you're coming up, hitting that belt, working across, keeping it flat, coming back down, and look, it's at the same exact point. It didn't rock any. It's still flat on there. Pick it up, hit it, come across. I'm doing this without it running for demonstrations. Come back down. Look, it hit the flat. 1 degree difference is not going to make a difference on this blade. The other myth that we're going to... The heck is... Oh, leaves behind me. The other thing we're going to address that was brought up to me, these ruin the temper on a blade. Well, it could, but if you're doing that, if you're heating it up so high that you're losing the temper on your blade, you are doing something severely wrong. I do keep a little quench thing here that as I'm running it, you see my finger is up here. My finger is pretty close to that edge. Now, if I feel that starting to warm, I'll dip it in that water. But the other thing, you have all this steel here that's acting as a heat sink. It's pulling all that heat from that edge back. Now, sure, you are heating up that edge more than you are back here, but this is pulling all that heat away. If you can feel it starting to get warm there, put it in some water or take a break. Walk away from it. As you flip, you start to go back and forth. You feel it heat up. Dip it in some water. Something to know that the coarser belts are going to heat up less than the finer belts. Finer belts are kind of polishing that edge, so they're not taking material away. They're going to heat up a lot quicker. A little knife like this, or a paring knife, for instance, they're going to heat up quicker than a big 12-inch chef knife because there's less material. There's less of that heat sink to pull that heat away from it. So, to say that you're going to ruin the temper by using a mechanical belt sharpener, if you're doing it correctly, no, absolutely false. I make my own blades. I heat treat my own blades. I know the metallurgy and the science behind it. I know the temperature that you have to be up to. You would just start seeing discoloration. And even on this blade, being that it's a finished blade, like a powder coat, anodized finish, you would lose that finish. You'd see that start to burn off, and you'd start getting like a straw color on the edge, followed by a kind of purplish blue. And eventually that metal would just fall away if you were to destroy that temper. So do not fall into the saying that it's going to lose the temper of your knife by using a mechanical sharpener. If it's a professional doing it, anybody that knows what they're doing, it's not going to do it. If you just sit here and hold it here, let it get it red hot, yeah, you're going to lose the temper. But we're not about to do that. So, all right, strap in. We're going to get this done. And I'm wearing a respirator as always. All right, we're done with that one. Now this is S30V, so it's a very, very durable and hard stainless steel. Not the hardest stainless steel, but you're not going to get as pronounced of a burr as you would on some high carbon steel like 1095 or 1084 or something like that. But it's there. I can feel it. I could see it actually curling back up. And your coarsest grit is going to be your workhorse. It's going to be the one that you're going to spend the most time on because you're reprofiling it. As you see, those hideous nicks that were in there are gone. So we're good as it stands right now. This would be a much sharper knife than it was 5 minutes ago. But I think we can do better. I really do. So we're going to move to the next progression. Then I'm going to just do a time lapse for you. We're going to get all the way. We're going to strap it with the stropping belts. And I'll bring you back and we'll show you how sharp it is. Focus, you. Come on. There we go. There you go. I don't know about you, but I think it looks a lot better. It's hard to pick up how polished that is. It's trying its best. But it doesn't matter what it looks like. How's it perform? So that's it, guys. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for my subscribers that are still there, even through my hiatus. I do apologize again. And like I said, keep an eye out on Facebook and Instagram. If you're not already following me, it's A Cut Above Knife Sharpening. Go over there, follow me to get a chance. I'm going to start the raffle tickets at just $5. So for $5, you could win a $300 plus knife. And if you want to upgrade to a leather sheath, it'd definitely be worth it just for $5. So we're going to do that. We're going to get this shipped out before Christmas time. So thanks, everybody. And we'll see you on the next video. God bless.